Tell me why we have earthquakes. Rattling shack. Keiko sat down for her after-school snack. Suddenly, her plate started rattling. Her milk spilled. Duffy whined and scooted under the table. Keiko reached down and stroked her dog. He was shaking. That was strange, she said. Her dad came in. We just had an earthquake, he said. What's an earthquake? Keiko asked. Make a guess. Do other parts of the world have earthquakes too? Some earthquakes are strong enough to destroy large buildings. Her dad sat down. The earth has layers like an egg, he said. The core of the earth is like a yolk. Around it, the mantle is melted rock. The shell of the earth is the crust. It is thin outside layer of the rock. An earthquake is the sudden movement of a part of the earth's crust. The epicenter is the area directly above the place where an earthquake starts. When the earth crust moves, we call it an earthquake. Plates and faults. Keiko was worried. We never had an earthquake before. Her dad gave her a hug. Most earthquakes in our country happen on the west coast, but we don't live on the west coast, said Keiko. Sometimes earthquakes happen in other places too. He said, most earthquakes are mild. We don't even feel them. Look, can you find the west coast on this map? Do you live in an area where earthquakes happen often? The Earth's crust is broken into pieces called plates. Most earthquakes happen along fault lines. These are places where two places meet. The San Andreas Fault runs along the west coast. It's where the North American plate and the Pacific plate meet. The San Andreas Fault is part of a ring of fire. This is a circle around the Pacific plate. Almost all earthquakes happen in this ring. When the Earth's plates move, they can lift large rocks. Measuring earthquakes. But what makes an earthquake? Asked Keiko. The plates of the Earth's crust move around, said Dad, but their edges are rough. They can get stuck while the rest of the plate keeps moving. When that happens, energy gets stored. Her dad got a rubber band and stretched it. When enough energy is stored, it does this. He let the rubber band snap. With a fall, the edge suddenly shifts, he said. During an earthquake, plates can be forced to move in different directions. He said, the energy ripples out in waves. The waves shake the ground. This is an earthquake. Scientists measure earthquakes and aftershocks using the Richter scale. Most earthquakes are less than 3 on the Richter scale. We can hardly feel them. Earthquakes larger than 6 are strong. They can cause a lot of damage. Buildings can fall down. Roads can be damaged. People can be hurt or killed. Ask questions. Ask a teacher or librarian to help you find out when the Richter scale was invented. Scientists use this seismograph to measure earthquakes. Being prepared. So can scientists tell when there will be an earthquake at Keko? No, said Dad, but they can tell where earthquakes are likely. That helps people safe. Builders can make buildings strong enough to stay up in an earthquake. What should we do if we have a powerful earthquake here, said Keko. Let's look online, said Dad. Earthquakes can cause very large cracks on the roads. They found a website with safety tapes. During an earthquake, drop to the ground. Take cover under a sturdy table or desk. Hang on. Stay away from windows, outside walls, and anything that can fall on you. If you are in a bed, stay there. Cover your head with your pillow. Do not go outside until the shaking stops. If you are outside, stay there. Get away from buildings, poles, and wires. Specially trained dogs use their sense to help the rescuers find people after an earthquake. Duffy was still hiding under the table. Keko patted him. You knew just what to do during an earthquake. Keko picked up her glass. Can earthquakes shake water too? Tsunamis are big waves caused by undersea earthquakes, said Dad. Tsunamis can cause a lot of damage. Keko wiped the table. I'm glad our earthquake just spilled my milk, but I know what to do if we have a very big earthquake. Earthquakes can happen on land and in the ocean. The end.